Alright, what's up everybody? So today, you can see it's a beautiful day out. Very, very VFR, other than a little haze, but I'm doing some IFR approach workflow practice. So basically I've been flying approaches here for the last half an hour or so.
Terminated. You can keep the squawk code. Contact Waukesha Tower 123.7. Good day.
And I'm not on with
Tower 227. Have a good one.
approach at all. I am listening to approach just because I'm close to the Milwaukee airspace, but basically I'm just kind of practicing to get through the workflow of this, doing all the suspends, entering the holds, selecting the different legs, selecting the missed approach, holding at the missed approach point, all that kind of stuff, entering the hold, and there we go, to turn to 353, so we'll do that. 353, and we're going to hold our altitude, and I am looking for traffic. I don't have a safety pilot, and I'm not covered by clouds here.
Envoy 4150, cross Honka, maintain 1010,000, 300 knots.
With the assistance of air traffic control, so I'm responsible for visual separation. But I really do enjoy this kind of practice because it just, once you get into IMC or once you get under the hood, having done the practice workflow just makes things a lot easier. So even though it kind of just is flying around and burning gas here, we're accomplishing some stuff. So we're between Uvuku and the initial approach fix Igello, and we can be at 3,000 feet. So we're at 3,000 feet. And we're on our course line here.
Trailing 77 Yankee, roger, change to advisory, frequency approved.
We did the hold already, so I kind of wish I would have filmed that, but that's not necessarily that exciting. Anyway, we're just looking at you know, kind of the same thing here, is just holding and turning.
November 10, Mike, turn left heading 360.
Holding altitudes and headings, very critical in IFR flight. I've had a lot of friends ask, like friends who have their private pilot's license, like what can I do to get started? And obviously you can get started at any time with, you know, training in the aircraft or you know, online instruction, but really flying, it would be just working with air traffic control as much as possible, doing VFR flight following, things like that, flying into Class Bravo, Class Charlie airspace when you can. Got 1.2 miles till our next point here. We're all tuned up on this. Turn to 263. So put our heading bug at 263.
Envoy 4150, contact Chicago, approach 135.02.
And on this segment that we're turning on to right now, we can...
Mike, turn left heading 310, intercept the final approach course.
We can actually descend to 2,500, so I'm going to select about 2,100 RPM.
2,500, 5,000, heading 2,000.
Get a little
2041 Milwaukee
slow descent going here.
Increase, maintain 13,000. Increase, condo 13,000, Salvage 241.
We'll begin our descent. But what I was going to say is flying, studying, but when you're flying, talk with air traffic control, use air traffic control, and also nail your headings and your altitudes as best as possible. You know, don't just kind of wander around, and that's fun to just be able to fly around some days.
Municipal Airport Automated Weather Observation 2115 Zulu weather wind 210 at 7 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 3 Celsius dew point -5 altimeter 3009er.
Oh, altimeter is falling a little bit. 3009er, winds are 210 at 7. So we got our weather. We're on our heading. And I'm going to now get off of approach here. We're about 9 miles.
Cessna 246, left base, runway 27, Hartford.
About 8 miles out.
Maury traffic 706 left base for 10, Maury.
Alright, we're 2,500. We're at our altitude. We'll level off with a little bit of power. And we're going to come into our final approach fix, which is Umte. And then we'll watch our glide slope come in there. I'll make a call. We're about 8 miles out. And East Troy traffic, Cherokee 6440 is about 8 miles to the east for straight in approach for 26, practice RNAV, and we'll be a full stop landing East Troy.
Maury traffic 706 turning final for 10, Maury.
I always say I'm a straight in approach and an RNAV practice approach. I mean, when I was a VFR pilot and people would say, I'm on an RNAV for 26, I had no idea other than kind of a guess what they were talking about, what they were doing, what they're trying to accomplish, where they're going to be going. So I really try to make a point of communicating with all the pilots down there that might be VFR only that might not really know what an RNAV is or what that means for an inbound aircraft. Because I know I did. Okay, so our altitude's looking great. Our localizer's looking great here. That's either being left or right or on course, and we are on course really nicely. We're coming up to our final approach fix. Umte in 0.94 miles. Don't start descending. Stay up there. There we go. Right as we come over Umte, this little bar here will come down into the middle. And that's essentially our glide slope. And our course is going to be 263, same as it was, but it will give you a new course reminder. Alright, now we can begin our descent and follow that glide path. We're going to do our landing checklist, dumps, gas, pumps on, undercarriage down and locked, mixture's going full up, props are going full up if we had them. Put some carb heat in, we've got our seat belts on and tightened. And we're going to grab a notch of flaps now that we're down to that speed. So, right here, it's a perfect cross. That means we're on the glide slope, we're on the localizer, meaning we're on this way and we're on this way. It's basically a big cone coming down to the runway is what the RNAV does for you. Brings you in on an imaginary path through the sky that's descending towards the threshold of the runway. I was going to leave that up. Oh, that doesn't help me either, so I'll just leave it. Move my head a little to get it straight. I'm taking looks around here. Been flying in this area for about 45 minutes, so I got a pretty good picture of the traffic. There is a parachute jump plane flying at East Troy. Looks like he just landed. Alright, so now I'm getting off localizer and glide slope. So it's to the left and it's down, so I gotta hunt over to the left and down a little bit. So just bring a little bit of power out. If you bring too much power out, you're gonna start chasing needles. Which I'm doing a little bit right now. Go, bringing it back into center.
Traffic, Skylane 77 Yankee departing runway 26, climb into the south, East Troy.
And East Troy traffic, Cherokee 6440 is about a 2 mile final, 26 straight in, practice RNAV approach, and we'll be a full stop, East Troy. And we'll be at 263 coming up here again at our 1.6 CBAD, 1.6 nautical miles to the runway. Got a 1.6 miles till our... Alright, so now we're watching altitude obviously too. We're coming down 13 for 11. Our low point here is 1101. Minimums. There's 12 for 1101. there's 1100, and we would be at minimums at this point. We're looking in really good shape to make the runway. We're just going to slow her down a little bit. Proceed to our normal landing. I would say that was perfect, other than we were a little fast coming out of minimums there, but not so badly that we would make a good landing, because we're at 70 right now. And we got plenty of runway. And we got a crosswind. And I'm going to try it. Oh, there's nice landing in the crosswind. You want to bring that wind side wheel down first. So we'll get off at the midpoint taxiway. Oh, birds. I have not diced a bird yet, but I'm sure it'll happen someday. Alright, pass the hold short. And East-Ray traffic, Cherokee 644 is clear of the runway strike. Now we'll clean up our buttons here and switches, pull our mixture back to lean out for taxi. Everything's ready to go there. Now we'll taxi into the hangar. That was a nice flight. So we did some gas. We flew from East Troy 57 Charlie down to Burlington BUU, and got some of the cheap gas, $4.59 a gallon. The cheap gas these days. So I don't know what that compares to around the country. I guess I haven't really looked that much, but you can comment below. Let me know what cheap gas is near you. I know there's some $4.59 is not bad, I don't think, but I know there's some parts of the country where you guys get way better deals than we do here even. We're probably in the middle. So a lot of people here, a lot of cars. People hanging out in their hangars. Or up flying, who knows. Try I don't clip any vehicles or snowbanks with my wings. Alright, so that's it for the flight today. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. This one was not very nicely edited. I did not have a rear-facing camera because that thing is not the greatest. And I didn't have time to set it up. But hopefully it was informational, somewhat fun, educational. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell your friends if you think it's worthwhile footage. We don't do a lot of editing or music or anything. I keep it pretty clean, just for the experience of flying, essentially. Have a good one.